again, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing very helpful tips with you. Before you pay for that house, you really need to watch this video to the end, especially if you are looking for a house in Nigeria. And let me narrow it down a bit. If you're looking for a house in Abuja, Nigeria, this is actually out of my personal experience that you will avoid and actually check the things that I overlooked while I was looking for this space last year. Hunting can be an uphill task, and for me it's one of the things I don't like doing. But it will be very bad for you to finally found a house, moved into the house, and you find out that it is not the kind of house that you're looking for, or you find out that the place is beautiful but it is lacking certain amenities. And this is actually the things I face were in this present space that I am living. Okay, so one of the things I would like to check before you pay for that house is the electricity bill. Yes, it is very important. Some houses in Abuja, to be specific, has pending bill, accumulated bills that can even go as high as 100,000 to 1 million naira. And if you don't ask those questions, you might not know. You pay for the place, you move into the place, and you find out that, wow, this is what is happening. How will you be able to know whether that house has a pending accumulated electricity bill? So once you identify a house that you like, I will ask for the meter number. Once you have the meter number, take it to any Abuja electricity distribution company and find out the details of that meter. From there, you'll be able to know whether it has a clean bill or it has an accumulated bill. In most cases, when you're renting a house, they have what they call direct line. So those houses do not have meter at all to measure the electricity, an estimated bill. So Abuja Electricity Development Company or whatever distribution company is in your state in Nigeria will bring you an estimated bill. And this estimated bill can go as high as 10,000, 20,000, depending on how they feel a particular month. So those are the things you need to establish, whether in terms of electricity. In my own case, my agent told me I saw a very beautiful house. If you haven't seen my house tour, I'll ask you to go check it out. The place I'm living currently is very beautiful. It is upstairs. It has good ventilation. It is roomy. I mean, spacious. It was one of the best houses that I saw while I was house hunting in Abuja, and I decided to pay for it. When I paid for it, I came back from my younger sister's marriage, Frank. I discovered that I paid for it and I moved into the house. One day, I just came back. That was in like January 6th. I came back and my security came and said, oh, NEPA is here. They disconnected the electricity, saying that we are owing. I said, how? I don't understand. There is a meter in this house. They said, no, that we're not using meter. It is an estimated bill on the house. Do you understand? I had to plead with one of my neighbors to connect me with the meter. Immediately I put a call to my landlord, and he claimed that he's not aware of the situation. Do you understand? But I don't want to like take you into details. It was very stressful, something that actually took me to NEPA office, and we tried to settle. Like up till now, it is not settled. So please try and ask for the status, the electricity bill, whether it is pending a lot. We got to find out that the flat I'm occupying is owing about 200 and something thousand naira. You can imagine how crazy that. So try and avoid that if you are looking for a house anywhere in Nigeria. Second, you need to check water. All you need to do, just find out whether the taps are running, You can go to FCT water board, because you ask which houses are they using borehole, are they using water board, or are they using both. You need to find out how much is the house owing on water bills. These are things that if you go to the water board, they will be able to provide ASAP. Secondly, the house I am currently occupying, I have a water problem. Jesus Christ, it is crazy. Oh my God, I have a water problem. The pressure is so low that water doesn't come upstairs. Just imagine if I have to cook, shower, I have to ask my security to help me fetch water upstairs. So I was able to speak with my landlord. Kind enough, he put a pressure pump, and that pressure pump is the lifeline is hanged on electricity. So if there is no electricity, it means Idorenyin will have to go downstairs and get water. You can imagine how stressful it is. So I had to tell my landlord to put an overhead tank and all of that, which he hasn't done up till now. And this kind of thing, all those energies, negative vibes and all of that actually affected me in the early part of 2020, because it was nothing. I never budgeted for this kind of stress. 3 is environmental bill. Yes, is the house owing on environmental bill, tenement rate, all those things are things that you should find out about those things. You could actually ask the current tenant living in that environment. So once the agent has shown you the house, you can come back on your own and find out from the current tenant the challenges that they are having in that house. Sometimes they might be kind enough to share it with you, sometimes they won't, but these are the things that they will readily give it to you, because most agents are just after their agency fee and they don't care whether you like the house or not. So once they collect their agency fee, they go disappear. But kind enough, I'm able to have a very good agent. When I complained to him that these are the things I'm facing through in the house, he was able to help me talk to the landlord and some of these issues, even though they were not resolved, but they were managed to some extent. So if you need my agent's number in Abuja, please just send me a message and I'm going to share it with you. For now, he's the best agent that I have ever worked with, and it's so nice. If I tell him the challenges, he behaves as if the house is his own. Most agents, after giving you the house, that will be it. They don't care. 5, don't believe all the things your agent says. It now goes back to the previous point. Some of them are just after their agency fee, and you will not blame them to some extent. So that's why you need to come back and check some of those things, whether they're available. Like when I moved into this place, I told my agent, he said yes, that there is a prepaid meter, and that was one of the reasons that made me to pay for this house. I would have asked him, oh, let me see the prepaid meter, but I didn't. So even when they tell you, please tell them you want to see the place. Number 6, request that your landlord fix all the fixables, the taps, everything that needs to be fixed by him. Because most landlords in Abuja have this habit of just giving you an empty space and expect you to come and fix so many things. Like now, my bathtub, the tap is bad. I told my landlord, he said I should fix it, then he's going to take it from my next rent. I'm like, who told you I'm going to stay here after all next year? Funny enough, I'm going to be very honest with you, he is yet to fix it. And most times, that is why up till now, you haven't seen an hair video with me, because water is my major problem in this place. Once the whole thing is over, I'll be able to go into a nice hotel and make a full video on my hair care. Then another thing, ask what came with the house, because it relates to this last point I just talked about. Some tenants, they move into the like landlord, they give out empty space and you have to fix certain things. Like the current place I'm occupying, the previous tenant was the person that fixed the water heater, mirrors, some kitchen cabinet, and he was busy disturbing me. I should come and remove it, I should come and pay for it. I said, please come and remove it, I don't need it. I don't need water heater, I don't need this, I don't need that. So you need to find out things that originally come for the house and the debt that you're going to inherit in the house. So it is very, very important. Let you know, someone say, oh, for instance, I did the POP, you have to pay me for the POP. I painted the place, you have to pay me for the place. I screeded the house, you need to pay me. Like, it is terrible. This is how this landlord behave. Most landlords anyway, this is how they behave in Abuja, Nigeria, to be precise. They don't really care. They just give you empty space and expect you to build their house for them. Most of them, once they collect your money, they disappear, and that is it. I said most landlords, not all landlords, because my landlady at my office, she is so nice, and I'm like, oh my god, I wish this woman has a room and parlor apartment. I will gladly stay at her place because she's so nice. When we moved into the place, my sister and I, we told her the things that are faulty and she fixed all of them. God bless her a whole lot. Please say a prayer for my landlady because she is a mom. Number 8, find out, is the house a sublet or originally owned by the landlord? Sublet, I mean someone can actually collect a house on lease and decided to like rent it out. That's one of the things that make house rent in Abuja to be very expensive. They collect a house on lease and partition it, and then they give it out. So find out whether it is a sublet. In most cases, most sublets are not approved by the landlords. So for instance, they now do a 3-bedroom flat, divide it say into self-contained or studio apartment, and most times the landlord is not even in town. So once he comes back, he'll just pursue everybody from the house. So you need to find out all these details. Let me even tell you, when I was house hunting, there was this particular house I saw, very fine. The agent was telling me I should come and front to the landlady's sister that I'm the person that wants to rent the whole duplex. Can you imagine? I said, no, I cannot involve in any shady deals. So these are the things you need to find out, whether it is originally owned by the landlord or it is a lease. If it is a lease, what kind of lease? Is this something that the landlord will just surface overnight and say, I do not want this kind of thing? Do you understand what I mean? Because it has happened before, where people go and occupy a house, the landlord came with security and chased everybody out of the house that same minute. And that should not be your situation, especially if you're looking for a house in Abuja, Nigeria. Number 9, check other bills like electricity, security bills, how much you're going to pay security, how much you're going to pay to maintain the environment, and all those things. Those are the things you need to check. And before you pay for your house, see the agreement first. Me, I saw the agreement and I know that these are the things I'm going to pay for the house, but all these other things I did not discuss it because this is actually the first time I'm directly paying for a house in Abuja. The previous ones, I used to give the money to my sister. My sister would just be the one to shoulder all those stress, answer all those questions. But this is the first time I am experiencing it, and it is not funny at all. That's why I decided to share this video with you. Number 10, do not be in a hurry. Yes, do not be in a hurry. Sometimes you might have a timeline. This is the time I want to get a new place. I want to do. At the end of the day, you move into a place and you do not like it. So please do not be in a hurry. Take out some time and get a good apartment. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I hope this video was quite helpful, especially for someone who is looking forward to renting a house in Abuja, Nigeria. These are just some of my personal experiences, and it's something I wouldn't want any other person out there to experience because it is a very bitter one. So if you find this video very helpful, do not forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below.